Ever wonder, how sports betting experts actually make their picks? The probabilities behind it all.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
Well, today we're trying to get a peek behind that curtain. We've got Puddin's POP picks for today, May 6th, 2025.
Pulled right from puddinspop.com, picks.html.
Exactly. And our mission really is to unpack their expert predictions for today's baseball games.
To understand the why behind the picks, the factors driving them.
Let's jump right in. First off, their season results so far, they look pretty solid.
They do. What are the numbers?
Okay, so for strong plays, they're 7-2. Good plays are 5-3.
Giving them an overall record of 12 wins and 5 losses. Not bad at all.
And maybe the most interesting part, their bankroll change is up 4.0% for the season.
Ah, that's key. A positive bankroll change, even early on, suggests their system might actually be finding an edge, beating the market odds, essentially.
It's a good early indicator, for sure. Okay, let's dig into the specifics. Their strong play today is the Dodgers money line.
Right, against the Marlins. And the odds are negative 260.
Which means you have to bet $260 to win $100, indicating the Dodgers are heavy favorites. And Puddin's gives them a, 77% win probability.
That's high confidence, so what's the main reason?
It seems to boil down heavily to the pitching matchup. You've got Tony Gonsolin for the Dodgers, facing Cal Quantrill for the Marlins.
Okay, Gonsolin versus Quantrill. What's the edge there?
Well, Gonsolin's highlighted for his superior control and a really high strikeout rate.
How high?
37.5% K rate. That's huge. Means he's often taking hitters out of the equation entirely.
Right, limiting balls in play, limiting chances for the Marlins offense and Quantrill.
He seems to be the flip side. The analysis points out his struggles with hard contact.
Like giving up lots of well-hit balls.
Exactly. His hard hit percentage is up at 47.4%, and his expected slugging, the XSLG, is .559.
Ooh, that's concerning if you're the Marlins. XSLG tells you about the quality of contact allowed, suggesting hitters are squaring him up pretty well.
And then you bring in the Dodgers offense.
Which is, let's be honest, usually pretty scary.
Right. They mentioned Shohei Ohtani specifically. His average exit velocity is 96.3 mile-per-hour, hard hit rate of 65.9%.
So the thinking is clear. Elite offense versus a pitcher prone to hard contact seems like a recipe for runs.
That's the expectation. They figure the Dodgers will exploit Quantrill's weaknesses.
And on the other side, the Marlins lineup is described as inconsistent.
Yeah, so they're probably expecting Gonsolin to keep them quiet.
Makes sense. They even mentioned the weather.
Just briefly, yeah. Favorable weather at Lone Depot Park, meaning no strong winds or rain that might, help equalize things a bit. Just good hitting conditions.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's the strong play. Very pitching and offense focused.
Now, what about their good play? It's the Phillies money line, negative 120 against the Rays.
Okay, closer odds there. And the win probability they assign?
59%. Still decent, but obviously less certain than the Dodgers pick.
So what differentiates this one? Is it the pitching matchup again?
It seems like it. Zach Wheeler for the Phillies versus Dane Rasmussen for the Rays.
Wheeler's generally considered elite, right?
Absolutely. His metrics are strong. They highlight his expected batting average against XBA at just .199.
Wow, that's really low. Suggests hitters should struggle to get hits off him based on contact quality.
And his strikeout rate is solid, too, 22.8%.
Okay, so Wheeler looks good. What about Rasmussen for the Rays?
He's described as decent, but maybe not quite on that same level. His XBA is .257.
Still respectable, but definitely higher than Wheeler's. A noticeable gap.
And then, similar to the Dodgers game, they look at the offense. The Phillies have power.
Yeah, they do. Who are they mentioning?
Kyle Schwarber gets a shout-out. Exit velocity, 95.8. Hard hit rate, 51.2%.
So, again, power hitter against a pitcher who might be a bit more hittable than his counterpart.
That seems to be the angle. They expect the Phillies lineup to potentially capitalize if Rasmussen makes mistakes or allows that harder contact.
And the Rays' offense may be seen as less likely to keep pace.
That appears to be the implication, yeah.
Yeah.
Lacking the consistency needed, perhaps.
So if we summarize these two, Puddin's POP picks is really leaning on statistical analysis of starting pitchers.
Definitely. Things like strikeout rates, expected stats like XBA and XSLG.
And pairing that with the offensive potential, especially hard hit ability of the favored teams.
It's a very data-driven approach for these specific games today.
Right. It gives you listening a good snapshot of how this kind of analysis works. It's not just gut feelings.
No, it's about identifying specific statistical mismatches and probabilities.
And thinking about this kind of data, it can help you critically evaluate predictions in lots of areas, not just sports. What factors really matter?
That's a great point. Which leads us to a final thought for you to consider. We've looked at these probabilities based on pitching, hitting stats, but what else could refine our understanding?
Yeah, what other data points or qualitative factors, maybe bullpen strength, recent team form, specific batter-pitcher history, might add another layer to predicting these games, or really any competitive event?
Something to chew on. There's always more data, more angles to explore in the world of analytics.